this Jeskai Gates deck has reached first place out of 76 players in a pretty big tournament about a week ago, and I found it really interesting and really want to try it. I was really a big fan of Gates since I first played them, because I think the Basilisk Gate is such a good win condition. Usually your win condition actually needs to be a card that's a non-land card, but in a Gates deck you can just, fill the win condition with the lands and you are going to win that way. And because of that you can play really small creatures and really focus on other things. They are not burning out the opponent to the face, they are playing the discharge to distribute the damage as they want through the energy counters. This is the only source of those counters in the deck, so the discharge itself has to be enough. They're playing the cat, which is obviously one of the best cards with the gate, since you can buff it and you can get a huge lifelinker, 2 novice inspectors, 4 glint hogs and 4 skyfishers. This is because this is basically a bounce deck in its core, right? We can see the relic, we can also see the reunions and the moxites, and the main reason for that are the sneaky snackers, which you can fix for with the gates, but also you can discard them with the moxite and then play them back. And I really do think that the idea of playing a bounce deck that instead of the synthesizer plays the moxite and sneaky snacker feels really good and could be powerful, especially with the gates, because all of those fly, of course. They are also playing some Cryogen charms, very versatile removal spell. Not only you can kill pretty big threats with this card, but also obviously really important against spy and decks like that. And in the sideboard, 1 Jolted Awake, decent for the creatures, but also maybe even better for cards like the Cryogen Relic or the Melded Moxite, Lone Missionary for some life gain, and Rest for the Weary for a really small Weather the Storm effects, and 2 Dust to Dusts, 2 Annuls, 3 Electricary against the pesky decks, 1 Red Elemental Blasts and 2 of the Tormod's Crypts. They are not playing Relic of Progenitus because they are playing Sneaky Snacker, so they don't want to disturb that strategy too much. And with that being said, let's see how this deck actually works. And if YouTube is not enough for you and you are looking for some more spicy lists or Pauper guides or working with me personally, there is now a Patreon for that, link below, and let's jump right to the games. Okay, so Relax will be the opponent, and the design is pretty good. I do think we can work with this, especially with the Spell Pierce, which is quite interesting. We can keep this one, I believe. Okay, I will actually run the Cliff Gate on blue, because I believe we are not playing Skyfisher next turn anyway. So we will either play a Relic, or we could actually go for a Spell Pierce if we really want to. We could also go for a Reunion into discard a Snacker, especially if they play something like the Relic. So we can go for a Basilisk Gate, we will go red, and we will Reunion the Snacker away. We can bounce it later with the Skyfisher. Beautiful draws here. We can play a Fisher and hold up a Spell Pierce. They will play an Ethereum Spinner, which we need to Galvanic Discharge in my opinion. So the plan is changing a little bit. We will attack with the Snacker. We will instantly use the Discharge, but we will expend only one of these counters. So we will bank 2 of them, and then we could hold a Spell Pierce. We could also just play the Skyfisher. We couldn't because we don't have a white source. We will fix that next turn. So I think we could hold the Spell Pierce if we really want. I don't think we need to play the Relic now. We could also be mana efficient though, and yeah, I do think we will just slam the Relic. I'm a little worried that the Spell Pierce won't have as much value later on. Okay, let's see what would they do if... Okay, we couldn't Spell Pierce that one. Okay, they seem to get rid of the Relic, so that's fine. And the Fountain would be a decent Spell Pierce target, I will agree with that. Okay, we have a cat here, stun counter is gone. We will need to play the Den probably, and then just Skyfisher away the Reunion. Sorry, the Relic, I think that's a better target. Find a Sea Gate, cool. We are lacking white sources here still, so I need to fix that as times goes on. We could also go for the Relic or hold up a Spell Pierce this time if we want to, but we are in the same situation, and now I think I will actually hold up the Spell Pierce. I don't think we need more cards at all. We have a very clear plan here. I also think that we have a decent board and clock, so they will probably try to use some removal spells. They will go Grimbauble, killing the Snacker, which is fine. We can bounce the Reunion and maybe discard the Sacred Cat, which by the way is a great target for those discard spells too. I didn't even realize that in the deck. They go Tiding Blade, and well, I would love for them to pay 2, but I think we will just leave this, because they could pay the 2, and if they do something else here, we will use the Spell Pierce. They will play a Cryogen Relic, we will gladly Spell Pierce that, and I'm glad we kept that. Okay, so I would love to play the Reunion. to be completely honest here. So I do think what I will do is I will just play the Skyfisher, pick up the Reunion, and we can absolutely play the Reunion this time. And we will discard the Sacred Cat, which is actually a decent value in the graveyard too. Snacker is back, Cat is back, we could Ancient then, we could Basilisk Gate. We can cast the Cat, but we have just 2 gates right now. But I think trying to overwhelm them is a pretty decent plan, so I will go Ancient then and cast the Cat here. We have the Reckoner's Bargain, okay. Somber Hoverguard, interesting, I've seen this card before. So this deck is based on Ethereum Spinner. It's possible they are playing Sultai, by the way, and the new Spider-Man card, the Lizard. But I wasn't a big fan of the Hoverguard in this deck, to be completely honest here. So let's see, what's the plan? I do think we have only 1 blue source, so maybe playing the Relic is okay here to see what we draw. This is a lot of lands, but we don't mind. We will definitely discharge, I think. So we will do it like this because we could use the Basilisk Gate if we don't find anything. Find a Journey. I want to wait with that, I believe. We also, it's not super necessary because they have the Blood Fountain and they will return both. So I do think just journeying this away is fine. And then we can hold just the Galvanic Discharge and chill. We have only 2 gates, we could have 3, but that's not a relevant buff yet. So we will just exile the Hoverguard and we can go for probably the Cliff Gate, and I will say blue this time. With that being said, we will attack. We also have the Galvanic Discharge, which can deal up to 5 damage, which even if they play an Enforcer, they could die. I mean the creature they play, of course. And next turn, I think if the creatures we have will still be here, we will start to use the gates on them and try to finish the game that way. They go Ethereum Spinner, that's fine. We will just kill that probably. They go Refurb, it's quite good for them. I will Galvanic Discharge, probably just for 1 again. Okay, but they will create some flyers, which is very nice for them. We will discard. I don't think we need the Heap Gate. We also don't need the Sea Gate though, so I guess we maybe should have discarded that because this is an untapped source. They have 0 cards, by the way, so you can just run the Basilisk Gate and start buffing stuff. Pretty happy about that. Let's buff the Sacred Cat and let's buff the Sneaky Snacker so it doesn't die so easily. We will go to attacks. And this is what I'm talking about. Gates will just make your small creatures a huge win condition, and I do find that extremely powerful. They will chomp and chomp, so they can use the Blood Fountain. Okay, they will Surveil too. We still have the Cryogen Relic, but I think buffing the creatures with gates is not the worst idea here. We already have a decent board. They have only 1 card, but obviously they could and will Blood Fountain. Refurbished Familiar will be the card they bring, and then the Spinner. They can do both. If they play a land, they can cast both though. Okay, they go Refurb instead. We will run the Sea Gate, discard that. They have another fountain, so they can chain it a little bit. They go the Hoverguard, okay. But we are not even using cards, we are just using the gates. So to use all of those, we need 9 mana, we have 7, so we will probably play the Sea Gate. But this is 6, and then we can use the Cryogen Relic, which is actually quite important to me. So I think I will play the Basilisk Gate so that we can use the Cryogen Relic. And this time we can buff the Sacred Cat and then I guess the Sneaky Snacker. Well, probably the Fisher. We actually don't really care. If they kill the Sneaky Snacker, it trades anyway. Let's go 1-2. Those are really big creatures. Let's attack with everything. Okay, they will chomp and chomp. Snacker is alive. They can return them back with a Blood Fountain though. They go down to 9 and we can use the Relic on their end step. Maybe even find some action if possible. Yeah, I strongly believe gates are really powerful mechanic in Pauper. Okay, they go Refurb, Hoverguard. They will just do the cycle yet again, you know. They play Spinner first. Okay, so the cycle does continue. We will discard 1 of the Sea Gates. Actually, to be completely fair, we will correct the Relic first to make sure we want to discard the Sea Gate. Oh, that's kinda nice, but we need a target for it. We will discard the Sea Gate. We can just pick up the Ancient then at the end of the day, right? Journey is sweet. Journey is really sweet and they have 1 card in hand. So I think the play is Journey. We will just get rid of the Ethereum Spinner. Play Sea Gate before anything on, let's say red. And then let's buff the Sacred Cat and then the other flyer. This trades beautifully, but the Fisher needs to be double blocked, so I will go for the Snacker buff. And then we will attack with everything again. And this is a pretty good way to actually beat Blood Fountain, of course. Because even though they are getting those cards back, it's still like a 2-for-1 for them, because we are just not playing even anything, we are just using the lands, and just like that we win the first game, not even close. Let's see what can we do in the second one though. So I don't love the Novice Inspectors, although they are quite powerful. I'm not in love with Glinthawks in this deck. I don't think the deck plays so many artifacts. 8 should be enough, but yeah, that's true, 8 should be enough. So 1 Glinthawk, 1 Inspector, probably another Inspector. We will definitely run double Annual, that's not even a question, and then double Dust to Dust. Let's get rid of, I guess indeed, one more Glint for another Dust to Dust. And then they play a lot of blue spells too, and I don't mind the Tormod script, at least one, right? The Traven Charm is really sweet. I think one Bitter Reunion, one Sneaky Snacker. Although Sneaky Snacker is even castable if you really want to, so we will bring the Tormod script. And I do want the Red Blast, so I guess one Red Blast. And is this everything? Are we happy with the sideboard? I would say we are. Let's submit and say go. And I always say go, and what I actually mean is just let's jump into the second game. So deck feels really sweet. I wonder if a Boros Shell could work with this. Now they are going first. I'm not sure if we went first the first game. I have no idea. Good hand, you know, nothing wrong with this one, I would say. We do need more lands, but we are going second, so this is a definitive keep. We go Mistwall Bridge, no problem. Find a Snacker, that's really nice. He'll go Citadel Gate, and on blue, we can go turn 3, it looks like. Moxite into Snacker. Fisher, oh, we really need to find a land, but next turn we will find the Moxite anyway. We have blue already. We could go black, but we will discard the Snacker anyway, so there's no reason to. We already have blue. We have only like one blue card, basically. So let's go white. We also need double white for this bad boy here, Dust to Dust, which if we draw an untapped land, we kind of win, and now we can play the Sacred Cat as well. Probably Spinner. Here it is. Dust to Dust, I don't hate, but also we need to find some answers. I definitely want some lands, so because of that, I'm very prone to just Moxite. We could use the Discharge, but not making a land drop in this stage is pretty bad in my opinion. We will attack first to be correct here and not show them anything before they are dealt the 1 damage and we gain 1 life. Are they just blocking? I don't... Wait, did they just block with their Spinner? Maybe they have like a Nihilist Spellbomb? I'm really surprised. Okay, Melded Moxite, hoping for a land, discard a Sneaky Snacker, find a Heap Gate, which is beautiful, which means next turn we can Dust to Dust, and then the turn after that we can Dust to Dust. That's really funny. I like it a bit. They go Grim Bauble. Okay, I can respect that. They go Thoughtcast, which is good for them. They go another land. Okay, and they go another Thoughtcast. Okay, I don't think the Dust to Dust will be as good here, but we will do it anyway, especially if we draw a land. We don't, but we don't mind. I just think we will do exactly that and just Dust to Dust, Mistwall Bridge, and Vault of Whispers. They play another Mistwall Bridge. They go Somber Hoverguard. Okay, find a Relic. I don't love this because we are not making land drop, so it's not as good as it looks like. We will Dust to Dust them again. And they have the lands. They do. They will hit us like that. Find the Basilisk Gate, which is a land drop, which is real nice. I do think we can discharge, but we can do that. Well, yeah, we can do that later. So I guess we can bring back the Moxite. Am I right? Yeah, I think that's the play. If this is weird. Okay, we'll do it like that. Let's Skyfisher back the Moxite. And then we have some options. This doesn't add anything, and I want to kill the Hoverguard if possible. We could also block and chill and just like play the Moxite. I'm not even mad because we can then Sneaky Snacker, right? So I think I will just Moxite discarding the cat. They will Metallic Rebuke. That's okay. I also don't mind blocking the Hoverguard, but I also don't want to. I do think the cats can stabilize extremely well. If they have a Tithing Blade, well, you know, they will blood. Okay. Find a Plains. That's really good. I do like that. That means we don't have to find a land drop, basically. We can trigger a Sneaky Snacker if we want, so we will attack first, and we will definitely trigger the Sneaky Snacker. If we have enough blue sources for that. I don't... Yeah, we should have. Yes, so let's Relic. Mountain is cool. Let's also Skyfisher back the Relic, which should trigger the Sneaky Snacker return. Sweet. And then I guess it's time for a Sacred Cat. We could hold the Discharge, but I mean, if they find a land, they can just Blood Fountain it back, and that's not like the dream world in my opinion. So I will just cast the Sacred Cat, and we will do it from the graveyard in case they have like a Nihilist Spellbomb or something. Now I will block, I'm not afraid. Okay, good. So what's the plan this turn? I do think starting with the Cryogen Relic can't really hurt, and we can still activate the gate if you want to, which is good. Find a Journey to Nowhere, sweet. Okay, so will we develop a board this turn, or will we start buffing? I think we can just attack normally, to be honest. We will Glint back the Relic, and starting next turn we will start using the gates. Bounce the Relic. Sneaky Snacker, okay. Let's play the Seagate on... Basically I have only one red source, which is not the best. I think I will do red. But we could also cast the Sneaky Snackers if I do black, so I think I want to do black this time. And then what? Are we holding up a Galvanic Discharge or are we playing a Sacred Cat? I think we have enough threats already, so we will just hold a Galvanic Discharge, right? Okay, they will... Yes, makes a lot of sense. So they will go Spinner, but they don't have enough lands to play the Hover Guard. End step, we will just discharge this bad boy for only 1 energy. Seagate, we will play it and we will start buffing. Let's do red. Let's go for the Sacred Cat. Let's buff this thing, Heap Gate, and I guess the Plains. They will cast down the token, which is absolutely amazing for us. Let's attack for 6. And now I believe it's just time to play a Sacred Cat. I don't want to overextend too much, but I do really think that just the Sneaky Snackers are like timeless. So like, oh, it needs to be... My apologies. My apologies. Oh, so it's not gonna be a Sneaky Snacker. Okay, let's go Cryogen Relic then. I thought we could cast the Snacker. I'm not so good with the colors to actually realize which colors do I need in the given moment as far as the gates go. But even if they kill the Snackers, we just can play the Relic, bounce it back, and that's extremely powerful in my opinion. They will go Thoughtcast for 2 mana. Actually 3 mana, wow. We still have the Journey. I feel pretty good about this. They go Hover Guard, we can Journey that. Wow, Basilisk Gate. Okay, well, how much mana? 3, 6, 8. So we have exactly 2 activations plus a Journey, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a Journey, and yeah, that's just good game. So that was a Stomp to against the Ethereum Spinner deck. Good game, let's jump into another one. So we go first now, and it's almost good, but we can't keep it because of the colors. So let's mulligan. And this hand is pretty good. It's a little weird. It doesn't look like a gate hand, but we will keep, I think. And let's ditch, I mean, from these cards, probably the Ancient then, right? I hope we will find some more lands. By the way, I'm a huge fan of playing so many lands. Like 22 lands is sweet. It might seem like a ton of lands, especially if your highest card is 2. Someone in the comments said when we play the Azorius Tempo deck that I'm crazy for playing 19 lands plus 2 Eagles. And this deck has won a pretty big tournament and they are playing 22. Of course, they are playing gates too, but I really do think that a larger number of lands is sometimes the right play, especially in those decks where lands are your win condition after all. I do think we can go for a Seagate if we really want to. I mean, we have enough land drops. And we will go black. Well, it doesn't really do anything, does it? Because it's the same land that produces blue. So yeah, let's just go let's just go white actually, now that I think about it. And we could Glinthawk back the clue, but I don't like that. I think the clue will be extremely important here. This is maybe Gardens. It could be Green Stompy too. If it's Green Stompy, this is pretty hard. It's Gardens, good. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it does mean it's a little bit easier than it would be, I think, especially with this hand. They go Trail. So this is Food Gardens, I think, which by the way is a pretty powerful deck with a Cauldron Familiar and Pestilence. And Pestilence, I think it's extremely important to keep the Tribune Charm for the Pestilence too, so we will try to do that. Find another Snacker, ooh, okay. I mean, this is quite interesting. White, blue, okay. I think we'll just crack the clue. I don't think there's much else we can do. This hand kinda, as some would say, has absolutely no action. It just kinda exists, like the Snackers being a little bit stuck in our hand is not ideal, of course. They will go for a Black Mage's Rod, okay. And a Cauldron Familiar, they are kind of doing the thing on the board. And I think the only flash playable card is Galvanic Discharge, so I will crack like this in case we find it. Find a Journey, I don't mind, because we can bounce it with the Fisher, like some of you guys have pointed out. This means we can just use the Journey, get rid of the token, and we can bounce it back later if we wish. We can also just play the Sacred Cat, and we can attack with the Inspector. I wish to find a Cryogen Relic, I wish to find a Melded Moxite. Please find the Melded Moxite, you know. I love that the Sacred Cat has a synergy with the discard spells too. They go Resonant for Revelation. Okay, I guess. Swamp Nutrient Block. We don't know what they chose. Because we can bounce the Fisher. We are missing land drops left and right, but they are too, I think. So that's fine. Let's attack. I don't think we mind blocking. Sorry, if they block the cat, we don't hate that. Cool. They could play Snuff Out too. We could hold the Tribune Charm for that. I think Pestilence is much more important though. So with that being said, I do think we'll just play a core Skyfisher, bounce back the Inspector, play the Inspector. We could play the cat, but playing the Inspector means we can correct the clue next turn and then decide what we want to do, because I'm a little bit anxious here because of the land drops. I think they missed one too, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not great. Okay, they will draw with the Cauldron Familiar. Oh, wait, is this a combo deck? Wait, hold up. Yeah, okay, it might as well be. So I don't think they're playing Pestilence anymore. I think the Trabon Charm will be best used on the Familiar in the graveyard. And maybe they're like doing some crazy stuff now, I don't know. Okay, they go Lambus, so yeah, maybe they can start doing the combo, I don't know. Oh, I know, this is the person who played the combo deck, but they played it mono black, they don't anymore. Sure, I can see. Yes, they're playing the food thing, okay. I mean, they have to wall sooner or later, right? Okay, Retriever. If they have a second Retriever, I think we lost, right? Okay, they pick up the block. So this is a combo deck. This is not a Gardens deck. I've misjudged that. Okay, it's our turn. Good, this is nice. So this will work a little bit differently than I thought it would be. We will correct the clue, I do think anyway, probably. Find Galvanic Discharge. Okay, we will say go. We have the Trabon Charm, so we can stop them in their tracks. At least for some time. They will run the Rod, that's fine. They will go Resent for Revelation, even happier about that. More Trabon Charm value. Let's see their graveyard, since it seems to be so important. Alter, Trail, okay. They have one Famine there, and 2 Revelations. Gorehound is here. Oh, we can discharge that. They will kill it, okay. Go Instant Ramen. We will allow that. Okay, now we will Trabon Charm. Find an island, so no black this time. We will go Galvanic Discharge. I think on the Gorehound it seems to be a little important. Do one attack. And I do think we need to have some sort of clock here. So I think I will actually just Glint Hog back the land and we will use that as our clock. This hand was, I would say, very unfortunate. Oh, there are probably multiple turns where I could have cast the Sacred Cat and I didn't. So that's my bad as well. They will rumble. Okay. This is a very interesting deck. It seems pretty potent. Like it seems powerful, you know? It seems like it can do its thing relatively fast. They'll go Gorehound. Probably play food. No, it's a Retriever. Oh, they have another one in the grave. So if they manage to equip, I think we lost. We might have lost anyway, right? Okay, so that's Infinite Surveil, right? And Infinite Surveil. Okay. I will text them and see what they're doing. Okay, so they said that they will loop the Cauldron Familiar with Lambus when they find it and win. So we need to be careful here. They are like doing some good stuff here. So we will need Dust to Dust and stuff. We will Spell Pierce seems great. I don't think Snackers are the thing here we need. So we'll go away with Bitter Union. Probably even one more Snacker. This charge seems good. I don't like the Inspectors. There are quite a lot of things we want to bring. So Dust to Dust is one. Annul is a second one. Tormod Script is another one. And is this everything? I believe it might have to be. Electrickery, kinda, but also it's fine. Journey is sick. We will just say go like that. See guys, this is some brewing inspiration. I like this deck quite a bit. We have Tormod Script. We can keep, we are going first. We can exile the Familiar here. We will start with the Cliffgate. Okay, we will start with the Cliffgate. We can say this is red, so we will say white. And we will cast the Tormod Script. And we will also say go. They'll go with the Kalni Garden. They didn't play the Gardens before. I think they are testing this deck for some time now. They seem to have kind of mastered it, to be honest. It's kind of inspiring. We'll go, I guess we can play the Sacred Cat. We'll go Mountain and say go. Hand is weird again, a little off in my opinion. They'll go Rumble. Cast down, Drown in Sorrow. That's a lot of removal, cool. So they are looking to play the control game as well if possible, okay. Have a Novice Inspector, but that's it. Sure, we can attack, gain some life. I'm not a big fan of this. I do think the reunions were so important that I shouldn't have done this. We are also playing 22 lands, only have 2 here, which is not the best. But I guess I will play a Novice Inspector and I will hope for a land drop next turn, even if it means cracking the clue. We have the Crypt, so that's one layer of protection. We have a Trabon Charm and we have the Journey too, so that's quite a, multiple layers of protection. They will go Resentful Revelation. Play the Golden Fam, here it is. So we can actually exile it with the Charm. Sorry, with the Journey if we find a land. Find a Seagate. Yeah, I think journeying the Familiar isn't too bad in my opinion. But they can just find more, so I don't know how important this is. So I think exiling it is a good option. Let me know in the comments. Maybe it's better to get rid of the Enforcer and whatnot. I believe they are playing 4 familiars though. Probably, right? We will attack with everything. I mean, we have a lot of hate. That's for sure. They will block the spawn with the spawn. They will sacrifice it, but what are they gonna do with the mana? They will cycle a troll. Okay. You'll go for a Seagate on what's the color we're lacking? It's blue, but this one's blue. We could go black for a snacker, but like I would rather go white so that we can play multiple things here and say go. We still have the Crypt ready, which is good. We also have the Tribune Charm ready. I'm a big fan. They will cycle another Troll of Khazad-dûm. I bet they are playing like one Haunted Mire in case they don't draw green naturally. They go another Resentful Revelation. They are very far from flashbacking it, so we don't mind as much. Okay, let's open their grave and County Garden. Nothing too relevant so far, not even a Mirror Enforcer, which is quite nice. Find the Basilisk Gate, that's very good. Have 3 gates, can start gaining some life, but I'm not sure how relevant life gain really is at this point of time. I mean, keeping up the Tribune Charm forever seems pretty weird. I think cracking the clue kinda makes a lot of sense, so I will do that first. Boros Guildgate, I mean, it's something at least. We will attack like that. We could either hold the charm, I don't feel we need to. So what I will actually do is just probably play the cat and then play the Glint. We can return the Crypt and we will just play the Crypt, trying to apply some pressure at least. Go to combat. It's possible they have like Drown in Sorrow, Arms of Hadar, which actually would kind of destroy us. So that's that. We have 2 cats though, so that's nice too. Ooh, Melded Moxite, look at that, that's sweet. So I think I will discard the Guildgate first, see what we are dealing with. Plains Anul. Anul is really good, so we can hold a lot of stuff. We will attack. I first thought this was Gardens for sure, but then I realized we've played against Terminator before and they are brewing a sick deck, which seems quite powerful too. They go down to 12, okay. We have Anul and Tribune Charm in hand. Also, we have Tormod's Crypt, that's a lot of hate. They will run a Mirror Retriever. Do we annul this? I do think so, right? Yeah, I think we just annul this. Because we have the Crypt and then exiling one of them is sweet and then we still have the Tribune Charm, so they go another one, sure. Do we have a way to sacrifice it is my question. You actually don't have to, right? You don't have to have a way to sacrifice it, I guess. Maybe Annul is the best for the... That's right. I actually think Annul is best saved for the altar, now that I think about that. We can get the black on this one. We need white, so we will keep like this one, and we will just... We can buff only the Glint, and we can lose 3 damage, but attack only with this guy. I love this, because we don't give them the block, basically, and that's quite important, I think. They'll cast down, that's fine. Ooh, so that's a Resentful Revelation, okay. So not enough mana to use the Melded Moxite, that's fine. Find a Novice Inspector. We will go for the Sacred Cat, I believe, as far as buffing goes. So we will buff the cat, and we will attack with everything. I think it's time to correct the Tormod's Crypt. Okay, we will use the Tormod's Crypt in response. We have a cat, we have a Novice Inspector. I do like Novice Inspector, I guess a tiny bit more. It is because they can block both, so... And they are a combo deck, so life total doesn't really matter. We can either use Tribune Charm or we can crack the clue, which I think is quite important in this. They have the Haunted Mire here. They'll go Cauldron Familiar, okay. They have the altar, okay. End step, we will crack a clue. Journey. Journey is sweet, but they can sacrifice it in response, which is not so good. I believe that buffing the cat is a good play again. Let's attack. You wanna keep the familiar. I wonder why. They have just 1 card. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Okay, black. We need white. We have white here, so we can just cast the cat from the grave. Hold up a Tribune Charm. I like it. They have another Ashnod's Altar. Okay, that's a little bit excessive in my opinion. So I don't think they drew the best this game. They have another altar. That's a lot of altars. And we just Tribune Charm and win the game, I guess. Right. Is this 10 damage by any chance? Let's see if we win. How many gates? 4, 5. No, we don't win. We don't win yet, so we'll just not use the Tribune Charm. Wanna settle gate on, let's go blue. Let's attack with everything. Okay, they blocked the token. 3. We could have buffed, but obviously more life gain I don't think matters. I would rather crack the Moxite. We will go Sacred Cat and say go. We have the Tribune Charm, so I don't think even if they find a food that there is a way they could win. They said GG and we wish good luck game 3. Definitely a mistake going off with the Better Reunion in my opinion. So only 2 Glinthawks. Dust to Dust still important. Skyfisher important. There are not many things that we can bring back, but because one more Glinthawk and one more Inspector, I do believe that the draws are quite important. Also, the discharge is like so-so. It's like not that great. We kind of need like 2 because it goes into the grave and that's kind of the place they want it anyway, so it's not the best thing. And I will bring the Sneaky Snackers back and I'm pretty happy with this. We have a lot of hate for them, so including the Ashnod's Altar. They don't know we have Dust to Dust, I think, yet. Okay, here it is. No hate pieces, but a Melded Moxite, which is welcome, and a Sacred Cat, so we can go Citadel Gate into Melded Moxite. We will keep, I think this hand will help us find the pieces we need. They will start with the Colony Garden, instantly find an Annul, but still, I believe we have to go on red here, and we will just say go. We'll probably go like Lambus. Okay, Rumble, even better, to be honest. We are hoping to find more lands for next turn, if possible. It's kind of the early game that we need to get through, you know. Double Retriever in the grave. That's trouble. That's trouble. We need to go Basilisk Gate and Melded Moxite the Cat, hoping to find some pieces we can actually use, because this is not good. Especially if they have turn 3. Ooh, this is quite bad. Especially if they have turn 3, how is it called? The Altar. We need to have a null for that. I hope they don't have the Altar now. They don't yet. That's good. Okay. They need the Altar for the combo. They go Revelation. This is fine-ish, I would say. You can Journey. I think the Gorehound is like not as scary, I would say. It helps them like find the combo and whatnot, but I wouldn't call it super scary. Oh, we still don't have blue, but we can have it. We can have blue. With the Heap Gate, right? Okay. So we need to play the Heap Gate, because I think if they stick an Ashnod's Altar, we just lose. So this can be 1 blue mana, am I correct? Yes. Yes. So I guess just play the cat and hold a null is the play. I would love some relics or card draw to actually find more combo pieces, right? That would be like the best thing here. But we need to hold this for a null. Here goes another Rumble. They are searching for that altar, I can already tell, right? The problem is, even if he counter it, they can still use a Retriever to bring it back. So we need both a Graveyard Hate and the Annul, you know. Okay, they will start surveilling, not the best. They surveil a Troll. We can pick up the Moxite too, but we need to be careful. Troll, okay. Best draw would be somewhere along the lines of the Tormod script, if possible. Okay, crack spawn. Play Ashnod's Altar. Sure, here it is. So we annul this bad boy. They will attack. We will, I think, take it. We could have blocked, but I guess it's fine. Now. We will, well, we don't have mana to do everything, so we need to be careful. We can definitely at least Cryogen Relic first to see what we get, but that takes our turn in total, so not the best. Yeah, I do believe he will just attack this time. This is kind of a off turn, not the best, but I think it's important. Off turn. We will use a Glinthawk on the Melded Moxite. It can help us find more stuff, that's why I feel like it's so important. Then the only land we can do is Cliffgate on blue, right? I mean, we have only one white source too, but we have no blue sources, so we'll do blue. And then this is 1 mana, which can be spent, I guess, on a cat. There's nothing else we can spend it on, so they have Lambus. Oh, they have Fam. But they don't have the altar yet, which I like. Maybe blocking the Gorehound was a good play. I think it was a good play, to be honest. We just need a Tormod script or something. Something useful, you know? We can exile the Cauldron Familiar with Journey. Hold up, that's true. We can exile this with Journey. So I think we will start things off. This is nice because we can Moxite, and we will Moxite away probably the Guild Gate. As crazy as it might seem, I need land drops, but the Skyfisher and Relic are, I think, too important. So, and the journeys are like non-negotiable, so we will Boros Guildgate this card. This is nice. This is good. They have no sacrifice outlet yet, so we can exile it. We'll journey the familiar. They don't have any more familiars. Sure. Let's attack, I believe, with everything. Next turn could be Skyfisher into Moxite, finding more hate pieces. It could be Relic as well. They go to 16. We will play an island and say go. We just need to find like more hate, just infinite hate, you know, against the graveyard especially. Oh, they have the altar, but they don't have the Cauldron Familiar. We need Dust to Dusts. Okay, they have a Retriever. Okay, so they have it. I think they have us. Yeah, that's GG, right? I will ask them before we concede, because I think they will just loop the Retrievers to If you don't have interaction, yes. Okay, sweet. They had a sick deck and they beat us fair and square. And I will see you guys in the conclusion. Okay guys, welcome back to the conclusion, and the deck is really powerful. I'm actually a big fan of playing 22 lands in a deck like this. I think the deck has just enough interaction and Snacker doesn't have to be a dead draw because you have fixing in the gates and even the heap gates and whatnot. I obviously love the Sacred Cat, and the sideboard in my opinion has just enough hate pieces to kinda have game against most decks in my opinion. I'm not sure about the Inspectors and the one Spell Pierce, but we actually managed to draw them, especially the Spell Pierce, and it was pretty useful when we did. So this is kind of like a Jeskai Bounce deck that has a very solid late game because of the Gates package. Because of that, it's a little slower, but I think the cards are cheap enough on average that you don't really mind that much, and the deck plays a decent amount of untapped lands as well. So I would absolutely recommend this deck. I think it's probably, well, maybe the best version of Jeskai I've played yet, simply because of the gates. It's indeed true that gates make a lot of decks better. Great game against the grindier decks with Blood Fountain like affinities, because I mean, gates are just like a free win condition that you don't need to do anything for. No card disadvantage from playing the Basilisk Gate and buffing your cat into infinity, right? And sideboard was pretty solid as well. So let me know what did you think about this deck, leave a comment below and let me know what do you want me to play next, and I will see you soon. Have a great day and bye.